Okay, I'm here with my daughter Cami, and we are on our way back to a place where we found a turtle on the side of the road. It was actually hit by a car, so part of the front of its shell was cracked, and we kind of pushed it off into the grass a little bit. The turtle was still very much alive, but we didn't think about taking it with us. And as we got home, we decided we want to go back and get it and see what we can do about possibly nursing it back to health as much as possible if we can. We have a big storm coming up, so we have to hurry up and find this turtle. Hopefully it's still where we left it, and get it back home before this rain starts hitting. So, be there in a minute. Okay, we're coming down the road. We saw the turtle. And Cami, you gotta help me. Here come, I see a few raindrops, so we gotta hurry up and find this guy. I think it was up in this next area up here. Alright, the rain has started, so we gotta hurry up. Hopefully he's in the same place he was before. Oh, there's the lightning too. Alright, I'm gonna park the car and get down. We're gonna look for this guy. Okay, he was over here. Oh, there he is. He's right there. See if I can get him. Oh. This is what he looks like here. Okay, why don't you take him? Let's see. All right, let's go ahead and get back in the car. And it's a very busy road over here. Just having a bad day. We brought this little container here to put him in just for the ride home, but we got a decent size aquarium for him when he gets back. We'll see what we can do about him. Okay, we got him home, and this is what he looks like. Looks like the top part of the shell is pretty much cracked all the way down to where it actually got to him. He is responding. There's his face in there. And we're going to see about getting him. We're going to get some lukewarm water here. We're going to run it in this bucket and see what we can actually see. Alright, well, we noticed on the bottom that it was split right through here. So his back legs are kicking, his tail is responding, his legs in the front are responsive, his face is responsive. So everything seems like it's okay, but we're going to get him cleaned up here. We got a little bit of water here to rinse him off with. And we're going to get him cleaned up and then take another look at him. Okay, we got his head came out a little bit, so that's a good sign. We got an old toothbrush that we sterilized, and we're just going to try to get this mud and stuff off him. So we can just get him kind of cleaned up so he's not prone to infection. He's got a lot of mud on him, so it might take a little bit. Alright, we got him pretty much cleaned out, but he's got a lot of dirt under his armpits here, so I'm going to try to get his arm up like this, and we're just going to run water. It's kind of easier to have the water running over him than it is to be try to pour it inside of him. And so far, he's got this hunk right here. But he's doing okay. Oops. Everything else is responsive. And he's getting very, very clean. We just got to take care of this part right here. And I think we have a way of doing that. So we're going to get him dried up and get him settled down for the night. We'll work on him tomorrow. Okay, we're checking all of his digits to see if they work. He's got his leg works here, and his tail works good there. Let's turn him around. He moved his other foot for me. Yeah, he's tucking it in there so it works. Okay, so we're going to get him set up for the night, and then possibly tomorrow we're going to try to set this shell so it doesn't do any more damage. So we can get it set, then we'll be okay. Okay, got him cleaned up, and I sprayed him with some antibacterial spray, and I got him in all the areas that he needs it. And so before I put him in his temporary home, we're going to wash him off, get him cleaned again, and then we're going to put him in a temporary aquarium. That's what we have for now, and we'll take it day by day, but I'm going to go get his aquarium set up, and we'll be right back. Okay, this is day 2 with the turtle we found yesterday in the middle of the road, and I got my daughter Kylie here to help me. Okay.
Hi.
And what we're going to do is we're going to start at the bottom and work our way around. So this is the lesser of the evils here. So we got some epoxy, and we're going to start patching. We're probably going to start about right there. So this has got some sticky stuff on the other side. We got some epoxy glue that's going to help stick it there, and we're going to bond it there and let it dry. Okay, after putting a lot of peroxide on this little wound down here, we got our first bandage, and it is clear coat epoxy. So we're going to let this dry before we work on the next spot, which is probably going to be, over here. So we'll let this dry. Okay, the second band-aid has been put on and epoxied in place. Kylie's holding his little paw here so he doesn't scrape it off, so it can dry. You got a little right there. So we got 2 spots. We started with his lower, so then after that we're trying to figure out what we're going to do over here. But after this, we'll probably work around to the top, get some of the bad spots connected so they can start healing. So there's phase 2. Okay, the next part of this is going to be lifting this part up, because there's like a little shelf right here, and this piece is almost completely pulled away from the turtle. So there's like a little section, you can see it right here about the size of my finger, and if I wanted to, I could actually pull it right off, but it's attached by one little piece of turtle meat. So we're going to try to keep that intact too. So like the bottom, I'm going to have to use a pair of these a pair of these, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to lift this up a little bit and put that in place so when we do the epoxy, it's nice and even. So we'll be right back. Okay, we started with this side over here, the worst piece, and it literally almost came off. So we got that section all done. We got to put the epoxy on it, but before we do that, we're going to go ahead and we got this lifted up. I'm going to try it again just to make sure it's completely up. Oh, he's going to come out and say hi. He's like, what are you doing out there? So we're going to do that. Put some of this over there, make it nice and even, then layer it with epoxy and see how it looks. Okay, Kylie and I did the best we could of making all this stuff nice and flat without hurting him. We hurt him a couple of times trying to lift this piece up, so we kind of left it alone. And we're going to go ahead and epoxy this whole thing while he's being nice and calm and see how it looks. Okay, here is the finished product in the front. And considering how bad the shell was broken into pieces, facing every which way, I think Kylie and I got this. Looks like a regular shell now. Got the cracks filled in,
and he definitely got some antibacterial stuff on him. And we're gonna let this dry, and then that's it for the night. We're gonna tackle the rest underneath here. We're gonna tackle that probably tomorrow. But right now he's a nice glossy shell, and it should help protect him if everything goes good and he doesn't get any infection. Hopefully when we release him, he'll be stronger and a lot better. He's got one eye open, so that's a good sign. But okay. All right, this is what he looks like right now. We put him in his tub. It was filled with some water yesterday, but we took the water out so that the bottom can dry really good and the top can dry really good. He's brought his head out and he looks like he's doing okay. We won't know for probably another week or so, but for the time being, considering what he looked like before, I think we've done a pretty good job with him. And then we'll start on the underside of him tomorrow. We're going to give him a break tonight, let him sleep it off. We'll put some more peroxide on him later on after everything dries, and we'll start again tomorrow. Hopefully he has two eyes open tomorrow. Okay, this is day 3, and we have tried feeding lettuce and strawberries today, and he is not interested, but he is interested on sleeping on the strawberry. So we're going to let him sleep on the strawberry. His shell is looking really good. He has been moving quite a bit, just his back legs, but not his front legs. And he still has a considerable size gash. I think it's on this side. And there's a crack about that big, but it looks like it's starting to heal on its own. But I think we're going to do one more patch like this around the side, whatever side it's on, and get him completely healed up. And hopefully he starts eating soon. But until then, we'll let him sleep on the strawberry. Well, this is day 4, and his right eye opened up a little bit today. It was completely swollen shut, and as you can see, there's still some swelling under his eye. But yeah, I see you winking. It's not like this eye, but this one was completely swollen up when we found him. So it opened today. That's awesome. This is day 4. And the last thing we have to take care of is this little section right here. I've kind of let it go for a little bit, but we're going to put the bandage on today, here in just a little bit. I sprayed it with some antibacterial peroxide, and we can get him dried off. But I was really happy to see his eyes open. You can see the top of the shell is looking really, really good. And he's coming out a little more. He still hasn't eaten. As you can see, he tore up his bed today. And we've been soaking him in water so he doesn't get dehydrated. But he hasn't eaten any of the lettuce or the strawberries. So, which I can understand. If you look like that, you probably wouldn't want to eat too. So I'm going to set him back down. And here shortly, we're going to get this area here patched so the infection will stay out. And the glue that we're going to put on there, the epoxy, is so thick, it will not make it inside there. So it'll be laying on the outside like this piece right here. Sorry. And so it will never make it inside there. So we're going to get that taken care of for him and just keep moving along. Okay, I'm here with Cammie, and we are going to attempt to patch the last spot, which is here. You got that spot that looks really nice. That was a big crack, and we fixed that part. And we got this part over here that fixed really, really nice. And the only other part, and then of course on the front here, and that turned out really good considering that this part was really low. That piece was laying off of him. It was really a bad deal. So now we're going to attempt to do this last part. We wanted it to heal just a little bit better before we tried it. Because what we got to do is we're going to put the screen across it, and then we're going to epoxy the sides and the top so that no infection can get in there. It's been sprayed with peroxide. So we're gonna give it a try and see what happens. Okay, while he's drying, we're just looking at his legs to make sure they're responsive, and his tail, and they are. Kami's keeping her finger in there so he can't tear away anything. And his back end looks really good. If I tug at his tail, he kicks me away, so that's a good thing, so he can feel all that. That's a good thing. He doesn't move his front paws too much. They kind of stay in there, but I mean, he does have sensitivity to them. His back end totally has sensitivity. I've never really seen turtle paws up front, but they're actually pretty neat.
Thank you.
And as soon as he's dried, we're going to put him back in his container, and tomorrow we should give him, he'll be back in some water for a while. So he'll be happier tomorrow. Right. Okay, this is the end of night 4. And we got all the patches on. Now we wait to see if he starts walking on his own, using the bathroom, and eating. Those are the things we're looking for. So we're done operating. It's all healing from now. This is day 6. And turtle's looking pretty good. The spots that were cracked and pulled away have really come together. That's a nice thing. And today we added some water. Threw a night crawler in there for him. But we added some water, probably about a ½ inch. So we're gonna put him down in there like this. And we're just gonna give him a little bit of water today. He hasn't been moving his front paws that much, but they do come out. So maybe after another 2 days, we're gonna go ahead and put him in the bathtub with a little more water to see how his front legs work. So about 2 more days from now, we'll try the water test and see, or the swimming test, and see how he does. Today is day 10. As you can see, he started pulling his front paws out. He's actually been doing it for a couple days. But now we're going to see how well he works in water. So I got the water filled up here for a little bit. We're just going to see if he can do any kind of swimming whatsoever, and then take it to the next level from there. Everything still looks really good. As good as it's going to be, I guess, but we're going to give it a shot and see how well he does. I really want to see if all of his legs work together. Come on, buddy, kick those back legs out. Let's try it again. This is going to be part of our therapy now for the next few days, is trying to get him inside the water here. Give him some air time. So he's struggling to breathe. Get those paws working. He's not using his back legs, and normally those are the ones that he's kicking out. And going in circles is definitely not a good thing. But it's nice to see his front paws out. They've been in almost the entire time, so it's actually not as bad as I thought. We're just going to give him some time in and out of the water here. We'll just give him some air there. There you go. Yeah. And for the next few days, this is what we're going to do with him. We're just going to give him some time in the bathtub, help him out a little bit so he doesn't struggle to breathe, and get those legs working so where we can go release him. Okay. Well, one good thing about him, he could pull his nose up and out of the water to breathe. So that's a plus. I was hoping he could do that, so we kind of like let him in here by himself, and he could lift his nose up and breathe on his own. So I might give him just a little bit of time here. I'm going to drain the water just a little bit so he doesn't struggle too much. And let him work those legs today.
Okay, we're going to a wildlife preserve to release the turtle. Instead of taking him back to where he was, he'll be a lot safer out here. And this is kind of by the lake, so he'll have lots of trees, lots of water, lots of place to roam, and nobody's gonna mess with him. So, almost there. Well, I went to the first place, but there were people down there by our release spot, so we're gonna move on and see if we can find another place. He's acting like he's not there. Oh, there's some out there too. Quite a few out there. Okay, Cammy, you and me again. And we're releasing this guy. Everything's fading up here on top, but everything's bonded.
Ow.
Let's take a look on the inside.
Yeah.
There he is.
Can you hold him? Thank you.
There he is. His eyes are open. He's looking good. He's kicking. There's his bottom of his shell. It is yellowish, but everything's good. And let's see, it's been almost 2.5 months, and we're gonna go out there somewhere. So, all right, on our way. All right, we're gonna do a little traveling here. There he is. And go back to his new home. I think back here nobody's gonna mess with him. He'll have plenty of time to heal. And all that down there is the lake. So he has plenty of water to go down to, but he's not too close where he doesn't have to go in there. And the ground is very wet. It's been raining a lot, so he'll be okay if he stays up here. And I think this would probably be a good place for him. What do you think? This is looking out at the lake, back there in the background. All right, Crush, this is it. This is where we say goodbye. 2.5 months, he's patched up, he's ready to go. And I think we're gonna just put him, I'm just gonna put him down here by this tree right here. And it's actually his first steps on soil. All right, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video.